Okay, I'm nervous because Rosalind, who is not Jocelyn, apparently they are twins. They are a past lifetime of mine where I was on a planet going through this same upheaval with consciousness. And Jocelyn, this is the story. Jocelyn was a hacker who's got like this sassy personality, and Rosalind was a diplomat who could speak, like, make people comfortable. So I don't know if it's true. I don't know. I don't like to channel specifics and names and details and dates because it's not my vision. I don't have remote viewing abilities. I just download information as answers to questions that I have. So I'm nervous because I don't know how she's going to follow that last video about teaching us to lucid dream. But I'm going to step aside. Okay, I'm just going to step aside and see what happens. Okay, Rosalind, pick up where you left off. Thank you, Kellie. Where did we leave off? So we were explaining that the ego was created at the time of separation. In response to God giving the ego an extension of himself, an experience of separation, the ego immediately felt guilty and ashamed. It was just a natural consequence to that decision. There was no judgment. It's just what happens when you don't want to remember God. Okay, we feel lost, we feel broken. So that was the original projection of separation from God. Okay, the initial projection when the choice was made to be separate, God allowed free will for that experience to happen. There was a projection outside of their self into a world outside themselves. That's the Big Bang. Okay, we decided to be separate and experience separation, and then all of this was created very, very quickly. It was like a rapid fire sort of thing of projection. That's an important concept to understand because it's still relevant today. Everybody's projecting their reality outside of them from their own guilt and shame. So what does that mean? We're judging everything. Everything that makes us uncomfortable is actually our judgment about ourselves that we're placing outside of us. Anybody who studied psychology knows this. So that's why we say begin with forgiveness. And that's why we say listen to your emotions, because your emotions are, my legs want to tremor. Your emotions are your conscious awareness of subconscious misalignments that are coming to the surface to be looked at. Who are we? We are your higher self, your Holy Spirit, your, the metaphor is that when separation occurred, God created a sort of umbilical cord to the extension of himself, herself, that wanted to be separate. That extension cord, this is a metaphor, could be called the Holy Spirit. It's the voice within you. It's your conscience. It's your moral compass. It's your inner voice. It's the voice for love within you. It's your spirit guide team. The Holy Spirit is a broad umbrella term for all of your spirit guides. It doesn't really matter how many you have, or it's all archetypes. Okay, we are one mind fragmented into infinity, and then there are themes that are within that. So you have specific archetypes that you're working with because of the types of themes of karma that your particular fragment of soul chose to take on and explore while in the world of duality. Okay, does that explain everything? Are we done now? So your emotions are how you can communicate with us. When you're in alignment with your truth, you're going to feel peaceful. When you're out of alignment, you're going to feel some sort of conflicting, contrasting, energetic around you that will have a feeling to it. Okay, you learn to identify your feelings, and then as you seek, you will find, ask that feeling what it has to communicate to you. It's communicating your truth back to you and whether or not you're listening to it. So, that's it. Listen to your emotions. It's a process. You're out of practice. You've got to practice learning to listen to your emotions. And then you can decipher what of your beliefs you have been holding on to, even though they don't make you feel good. Where did those come from? Why are you holding on to that belief? Should you continue to hold on to that belief? Probably not. What else could you believe instead of that belief? That's where we come in, okay? We are your Holy Spirit. We are here to comfort you, guide you, return you back to love, to source, to your original blueprint of ecstasy and joy. That's what we can do for you. And forgiveness is the path of that, because love is your birthright. Unconditional love is your birthright. So as you share unconditional love with all that you see, you heal the projection, because you stop judging what you see, which means you stop judging yourself. And when you start this process of just paying attention to your emotions, because they're showing you where your judgments are blocking you from your unlimited ability to exist in this personality. When you start that process of taking your thoughts captive one at a time, filtering them through unconditional love, you start forgiving people. You start releasing blocks. You start releasing limiting thoughts that were just limiting you out of guilt and fear. There's no need for that anymore. It's exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun. You see, it's all in your control too. Can you make time to close your eyes? Are you willing to look at the things that you might be uncomfortable looking at? Are you willing to make the changes so that you can tonify your vagus nerve and become more flexible as a human being? Yeah, it's possible. It's up to you. That's why your intention is powerful. How aligned is your intention with your true intention? Are your behaviors and your routines and your habits in alignment with your goals in life? That's integrity. You'll be more powerful if your intention is integrity with your behavior. So much work. Okay, Kellie is so nervous. She feels like this is a good place to end, and we look forward to next time. And so it is. Namaste.